As a gacha game, Umamusume has a lot of different currencies. By my count, there are 14 different currencies that are each used for different things. This guide will cover what each currency is used for, how to obtain it, tips and tricks on how to maximize your profit and wealth, and any other little tidbits that I might have. If you're a veteran, stick around, you still might learn something. So, the 14 different currencies are as follows: Carats, Monies, Friend Points, Support Points, Club Points, Hint Books, Shoes, Winter Sashes, Dream Glimmers, Cleats, Clovers, Goddess Statues, Star Pieces, and Uncap Crystals and Shards. And we will start with Carats. Carats act as the premium pull currency and as such are highly desirable. They're used both to pull on banners and to restore limited resources such as energy and tickets. What are some of the things that you can spend carats on? You can spend them on banners. The rates are 150 carats per pull. Once per day, you can use 50 paid carats to do a single pull. You can spend 1,500 carats for 10 pulls with one guaranteed 2-star or SR. After 200 pulls, you can trade in those pulls for the character or the SSR. You can also spend carats to restore 30 TP or 1 RP, and you can spend 30 carats for an extra try in Champions Meeting. How do you obtain carats? Carats can be obtained in many different ways. You can obtain carats by completing quests, leveling your archive, champion meetings rewards, end of the month club rewards, earning trophies, rewards from races and team trials, giveaways and login events, and you can buy them with real world money. When you're buying carats, the most effective dollar to carat ratio is the daily carat pack. You get 286 carats per dollar spent. This absolutely blows the next best deal out of the water, being the 2500 carat pack, which is 73 carats per dollar spent, but it has a few issues. The daily carat pack is just that, daily. It comes in small amounts, 50 per day, 500 right at the start. Also, those carats are not paid carats. The 500 that you receive right at the beginning are, but every single 50 carat chunk that you get is not considered paid carats. Paid carats are different from free carats as they are used to pull on exclusive event banners that have higher odds than regular banners, and paid carats can only be used on them. Paid carats can also be used for the daily reduced cost pull. When pulling on non-premium banners, free carats are used before paid carats. In any case, you should always try and use the Psy Game Store to get an additional 10% on any carat spot. Carat tips and tricks. Don't ever pull unless you are willing and able to go to 200. This is a big deal. I have pulled on many a banner, and on most of them, I have had to go to 200 in order to get the character that I wanted. There are a lot of carats in doing quests, leveling your archives, and doing stories. If you only play with your favorites, you are leaving actual hundreds to thousands of carats unobtained. Another good way of getting carats is by collecting every single trophy. There are about 1,500 carats just sitting there for obtaining every single trophy. Make sure that you log in and do your dailies. One of the main ways that you obtain carats is cumulatively in small chunks, the 75 carats that you earn every single day. Carats are given in PvP based on performance. High-performing players make about 5,000 carats more than low-performing players. Next, we'll move on to monies. Monies are often a large bottleneck for players as they're used to upgrade runner potentials, upgrade hint levels, level support cards, buy from the daily shop, and borrow legacies. Monies are also one of the only currencies that can be farmed on a mass scale, and as such will be gone into in some detail. You can obtain money in a multitude of ways. One of the main ways is by doing your daily races, which provides about 25,000 monies per day. Special missions provide about 10,000 monies. You can also obtain money by selling shoes, banners, and hint books. You should almost never do this as the exchange rate is horrible, and they're more valuable generally as shoes, banners, and hint books. You can get monies as gifts from team trials, as rewards from Champions Meet. However, all of these pale from the income that comes from doing your careers. Racing in careers give monies regardless of placing. You get 200 for ungraded races, you get 400 for graded races, and you get 600 for finale races. If you win the race, your winnings can also double. An average run of Unity Cup done optimally gives about 100,000 to 125,000 monies for completing the run based off of rank and epithets. Altogether, a single run of Unity Cup done optimally can net about 20,000 to 25,000 monies. However, this is not a farm. The farms come in here. There is the classic torture run. In the past, when the game launched, one of the most popular ways to farm monies was the Haru Urara torture run. This was, you get Haru Urara, and then you make her do a race every single turn until you fail the run due to failing one of the goal races. This was effective because Haru Urara didn't need to win a race for about 30 turns, allowing you to rake in large amounts of monies. However, now with Mant technology, any runner can be subjected to unending races. You can earn about 2,500 monies from races alone. This is compared to a regular Mant run, where you can make about 20 monies from races. It is important to note that you also gain 20 to 2,500 monies from the end screen of a Mant run. So, which one is more effective? They both have pros and cons. The pros for the torture runs is that they're quicker and they're easier. They don't require you to actually think about what you are doing in the run. You just schedule a race every single turn, and then you let it run. However, it provides less money for TP spent. You're not going to be getting the additional rewards, such as banners, shoes, carrots, and statues from actually winning races. And you have no usable legacy at the end. It's also ethically dubious if you care about stuff like that. So, how much do things cost in Umamusume? It takes about 236,370 monies to MLB an SSR support card. It takes about 470,000 to potential 5 a trainee. It takes about 80,000 to max out the hint levels on white skills, and it takes about 800,000 to max out hint levels on a gold skill. Legacies vary in cost based off of the rank of the borrowed legacy, and generally speaking, the daily shop is cheap. The only thing of note that costs any amount is 3-star star pieces that cost about 1,500. Support points. Support points are exclusively used to level support cards. They're mainly obtained by team trial gifts from runs, transferring veteran runners, and from doing daily races. The daily races provide about 5,000. If your cards are fully leveled, at the end of a run provides about 1,000 support points, and then gifts provide anywhere from 300 to 5,000 support points. When you transfer a runner, you are given support points based off of its rating. Each rating provides more support points. B rank provides 200, A rank provides 260, S rank provides 340, SS rank provides 420, and UG provides 500. And each rank above UG provides an additional 10, so a UG4 would provide 540. Transfer request events usually happen monthly to help with support points. It costs 118,185 support points to MLB an SSR card. Something important to know is that support points are actually discontinued on the Japanese server and were converted into monies. Support cards are automatically leveled when they're obtained and limit broken. When this will happen in global is unknown, but I suspect that it may happen sooner than it did in JP. Friend points. Friend points are used in the friend point exchange to buy useful items such as hint books, tickets, follow slots, gallery keys, the Haru Urara's gut card, and race banners. The main way friend points are obtained is by team trials, with Class 6 retention providing 7,500 and Class 5 providing 6,000. They are also provided when people borrow your support cards. As for what card to set for your support card borrow, you should always set your best max limit break support card as your borrow. Nobody wants to borrow a 3 limit break card even if it's 95% as effective as the max limit break. Good choices include Kitasan Black, Super Creek, Summer Marzensky, Fine Motion, Mr. CB, and the upcoming Light Hello and Agnes Tachyon. This is not a comprehensive list of good support cards to set as your borrow. These are just some really good choices that you might have. Here's what I think is the priority you should buy things from the friend points exchanges. You should start with the hint textbooks, as they are limited and reset monthly. Next, you should prioritize getting the Haru Arara Guts card, as this card is very good. Next, you should prioritize getting the tickets, as like the hint textbooks, they reset monthly. Next, you should focus on upgrading your follow slots, then buying gallery keys, and then anything else. It doesn't really matter after that point. Club points. Club points are earned by having your legacy runner borrowed up to 100 points per day. You can also earn club points by trading shoes and banners 10 times per day for another 100 points. You get 30 club points from requesting trades and checking on your club. Overall, you can earn 230 club points per day, plus the club points that are given at the end of the month for club rewards. Basically, play in an active club and have a good legacy to borrow. If you don't know how to make a good legacy, check out my video linked above. Now here's what I believe should be the exchange priority in the club point exchange. You should start with the star pieces, as they are limited and reset every 21 days. Next, you should trade for Team Sirius, as it's the only card with any amount of meta relevance. Next, you should trade for Narita Bryan if you do not have any good speed cards. Same with Silent Suzuka. After that, you should trade for Majiro McQueen, as she is a relatively good budget stamina card. After that is Rice Shower, who's worse than Majiro McQueen. After that, you should trade for Special Week, as she is worse than most of the other free Guts cards that are provided. And then basically anything else. Hint textbooks. Hint textbooks are bought with friend points and are sometimes given as quest and event rewards. They're used to get hit levels on runners' innate and potential skills. These are incredibly limited at this point and incredibly powerful. You do not want to waste them, but also don't sit on them. If they're just sitting in your inventory, they're not doing you any good. Ideally, you want to use them on hints that you always need to buy and that are expensive. For example, 777s on Christmas Oguri is a skill that you will almost always buy in every single one of your runs. This would be a good skill to get hint levels on. Shoes come in 5 different types, corresponding to the 5 types of races. There are sprint, mile, medium, long, and dirt shoes. These shoes are earned by winning graded races of that type in career, bought from the daily store, traded with clubmates, and as event rewards. You need 205 to potential 5 in Uma, and they require the type of shoe corresponding to the race they're most well known for running. For example, Majiro McQueen takes long shoes. Otherwise, they're mostly just laundered for club points. Winter Sashes. Sashes are one of the main bottlenecks people run into when trying to level their potentials. You receive 1 sash when you win a G1 race in a campaign. Otherwise, they are sometimes given as rewards for team trials, given in events as rewards for quests, or bought in shops. You can also ask your club for sashes. The reason why they are so limited is the best luck you can have in a career, you can get 2 sashes per career run. This is assuming that you win the race twice and the race can be run twice. Races like the Japanese Derby, Hopeful Stakes, Satsuki Show, Kika Show, Japanese Dirt Derby. These races can only be run once per career run. You need about 50 of 4 different types to potential 5 most Umamusume. An interesting tidbit about Winter Sashes is that they usually correspond to races that the runner won or at least did well in. If a runner has 4 different G1 wins, you can usually guess what race banners that they need. So for example, Majiro McQueen requires Kikasho banners, Tenosho Spring banners, and Takarazuka Keenan banners. These are all G1 races that Majiro McQueen won in real life. She also requires Tenosho Autumn banners, which is a race that Majiro McQueen won, but was disqualified from. In the case of Bamboo Memory, she requires Sprinter Stakes and Yasuda Keenan banners, 2 races that the real Bamboo Memory won. She also requires Takamatsu Amiya Keenan banners, which is a race that the real Bamboo Memory won, although at the time it was a G2 and 2,000 meters. And she requires Mile Championship sashes. The real Bamboo Memory never won the Mile Championship, but came in second twice, including one of the races being a photo finish that required 17 minutes of deliberation. Make sure to check what sashes they need, as you are not always required to run the race that they need banners for in their career. The best way to get Sashes is to play in an active club and to ask for them. You can make a request every 8 hours, meaning you can get 30 banners every day if everyone donates and you don't miss a request. Just be aware of what you are asking for. People are unlikely to want to part with rare Sashes that they also need, like JBC Sprint or the new G1 races. Otherwise, you just need to slowly amass them over the course of career runs. Dream Glimmers. Dream Glimmers are obtained for winning finale races or traded for Cleats. You need them to level potentials and hit levels to higher levels. You need 12 to potential 5 in Umamusume. You need 30 to hit level 3 a white skill, and you need 120 to hit level 3 a golden skill. Cleats. Cleats are obtained by trading in support cards in the support card storage. They can be duplicates or any card that you haven't used to limit break. Rare cards give silver cleats, SRs give gold cleats, and SSR give rainbow cleats. You can exchange those cleats for tickets, sashes, support points, and glimmers, which reset monthly. Please, please do not cleat event cards and welfare cards. They are generally not worth the rainbow cleats that are given. There have been people who have done permanent account damage by cleating Harurara Guts because they didn't think it was good. Clovers. Clovers are obtained when a banner expires. Any unused pity is converted into clovers at a rate to 1-to-1. You can also turn star pieces into clovers at a rate of 1-to-1 in the star piece storage tab. You can trade clovers for tickets, alarm clocks, PvP items, and monies. Generally, clovers have a horrible exchange rate and are a pretty bad consolidation prize, and act as another reason to always try and go to 200 on pulls. Goddess statues. Goddess statues are mostly earned from pulling duplicates of characters that you already own. They can also be earned as rewards for races, from event rewards, and as rewards for champions meeting. You use them to exchange star pieces for a runner that you already own. You cannot trade star pieces for characters you do not own. You cannot exchange about 500 statues to unlock a brand new racer, unfortunately. This exchange rate goes as follows. For the first 25 star pieces, it's 1-to-1. It then increases to 2-to-1 for the next 25. This pattern increases until it goes to 5-to-1, where it caps out. Statues are best used to immediately level 1 and 2 star characters up to level 3 to gain access to green sparks and legacies, and to get them out of their starting future racewear into their signature racewear. Star pieces. Star pieces are used to level up the stars of runners, granting them access to better base stats and upgrading their unique skill. These star pieces are gained from legend races, from pulling characters on the banner, event rewards, the club point shop, and the statue exchange. It takes 150 star pieces to unlock a 3-star character, meaning assuming that you didn't get star pieces from anywhere else, it takes 150 days to unlock a runner by doing daily legend races. Uncap crystals and shards. These crystals are used to uncap obtained SR and SSR cards. Shards are rewards during events and from legend races. You need 20 shards in order to make a crystal, and the average amounts of shards obtained per month is 7 to 8. These are incredibly rare and valuable, and have some of the best longevity of any item in the game. An upgrade crystal obtained year 0 can be used to limit break a support card in year 5. General tips and tricks. The most generalized tip I can give is do more runs if you want more currency. This sounds obvious, but so many people ask why they don't have any currency, how to get more currency, when the simple answer is just play the game more. I personally have never run into problems with Dream Glimmers, with shoes, with banners, because I play this game a lot. Other friends that I have do run into these problems, but significantly less the more that they play the game. Be aware of what you're leveling and buying. Make sure to prioritize. Don't spend your monies, your support points, your shoes, your banners, all of these things. Do not spend them on things that you do not use. For example, the skill 777s on Christmas Oguri is absolutely essential to her playstyle. You need this skill in order to effectively play Christmas Oguri. This is in contrast to some other skills. There are skills that are nice to have, but not entirely essential. Race Planner on Fuji Kaseki is very good if you plan on running mediums and longs on her. However, it is less good if you are only going to be running sprints and miles on her. And then there are skills that are just bad to potential 5. Aruarara and Machikane Fukikitaru are 2 examples. You will almost never buy Indomitable and Clairvoyance, as these skills are bad and generally a waste of skill points. Do not potential 5 them unless you are aware and you have the currency to spare. Moving off of that to just the more generalized tip, don't be wasteful. This applies to every single currency. Don't waste your Uncap crystals on cards that are not good, that won't serve you long term. Don't do random 10 pulls on banners just because it's fun. In order to get the most out of your currency, you need to go in with a plan and be incredibly frugal with what you spend on. The last tip is you gain a whole lot more currency by doing well in your campaigns, in your team trials, and in your champions meetings. The better you are as a player and the trainer, the more currency you'll have, and you'll be able to enjoy everything that this game has to offer. Small anecdotal story. I have a friend who plays this game incredibly casually. Me and some other friends have been trying to get him to do team trials for months, and he keeps on putting it off and not doing well. He thought that this was us just screwing with him. However, in the last champions meet, he entered a Sakura Bokshin O into Open League that I helped build for him. This was the first time that he actually made it to the finals, and he actually won the finals. Looking at the 1,000 carats he got, he finally understood why me and my friends were pushing him to do champions meets. If you're returning or new, thank you for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. We're almost at 500 subs. The next video in this series should be about support cards, how to build decks, and what the stats of support cards actually do. In my previous video, where I critiqued some runners that I saw on Twitter, I had a lot of different comments saying, hey, could you do this for me? Or hey, would you be willing to do this series for other people? If you'd like me to grade and critique your runners, please send an email to johntraineruma@gmail.com. If you do end up sending me a runner, please tell me what you're running it for, include a picture of what deck you are running, and any other relevant information about the runner that I should know. And please, leave a comment with any questions or concerns. Thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.